Hi, I'm Rob from That Little Box, and I want to show you a few Apple scripts in QLab. Scripting in QLab is something that's incredibly powerful and something that a lot of people just don't know where to start with. It can be very, very complicated. You can get great big long scripts that do all sorts of stuff, but it can also be really simple, and there's a couple of really simple Apple scripts that are dead easy to understand that I use in pretty much every show I do. Now, I do a lot of shows where I will design it, program it, install it, and then leave it to an operator, and you're never sure who you're going to get. It'll be a local, so there might be someone great, works with the theatre all the time. They might just be whoever they can find. I want to make sure that all they have to do is push go, but I want to make sure they do it properly. I want to make sure they're running my rig checks. So here's an example workspace. You see the main queue list here, which has got my show content in it. I've got rig checks, and I want to make sure they run. It's just empty at the moment, but they would have stuff in. And my utility list, which is where my scripts are going to go. So I want to make sure they run the rig check. Let's go run rig check. And I want to take that to utility 1. And I'm going to go to settings and make sure that whenever they open the workspace, it runs utility 1. Great. Now you might think it just needs to go to the rig check. Well, we've got a go to queue here. Let's put that in. And I always call my first rig check queue RC1. So surely that'll just go to the rig check. Now it has gone to the rig check. The playhead has moved to the rig check RC1, but it didn't change the queue list that was visible, which means hitting go again, spacebar, won't do anything. So what I need to do is run my first little script. We're going to write a script to automatically change the visible queue list, and it's really easy. So drag in a script here, change queue list. Now, QLab will always assume that we are scripting for QLab, so it's already sold us tell application QLab to tell front workspace, this workspace that's in view, and then there's the end tell there. So in the middle, we're going to put set current queue list to first queue list whose queue, letter Q this time, name is rig check. Compile. Now, let's see what happens. Great. It's changed the playhead to RC1 and it's moved my queue list. Okay, so now every time we open the workspace, we go to the rig check, and the next go will fire our rig check queues. Brilliant. But I always like to remember I'm assuming no knowledge. So I want to make sure that whoever the op is, they've actually turned the PA on before they start running the rig checks. How can you do that? Well, there's another cool script we can use. Really simple. We are going to tell the op to turn on the PA. And what we're going to do is display a dialog box which says, hey, go to R1, unmute, power on. We're not talking to QLab, so we can get rid of that. We're talking to the system, so we don't need to tell any app anything in particular, and we're just going to go display dialog. And then we're going to say, in quotation marks, hello. Open R1 and go online. Turn on the PA, unmute, and then close the quotation marks. So now let's run that. Awesome. So once it's done that, you click OK, you can continue on with these. And then just to make life simple for everybody, how about I add in a second one here, U2, for when rig check's complete. And I'm going to use the same 2 queues, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the queue list from rig check, I'm going to change that to main, and I'm going to change this to have a good show. Top. So now, back in the rig check, I'm going to create rig check 4. I'm going to call that go to main. I'm going to make that play my utility 2. Done my rig checks, done my rig checks, done my rig checks, go to main. Have a good show, and now we are ready to rock. Those are some examples of really simple Apple scripts that anybody can use and I use all the time. Hope you found them useful, and see you next time.